deal? Yeah. They still have an all-star game. They still have a slam dunk contest. That's how irrelevant that's been. But
they can't even spell defense. More or less, play it.
No, they don't play.
I got a problem. I have a solution to solve this flag football situation because I agree with both of you guys. I wouldn't want my player to be as much as I want it to represent Team USA and stuff like that, but it's a liability in my opinion. You're paying these guys a lot of money. Yeah. It's a liability. If you want a collective group of players to represent Team USA, go to the collegiate level, the young men, and let them represent Team USA. Let some of the top prospects out of college, out of Ohio State, Alabama, let them go represent Team USA. If I'm an NFL owner, I wouldn't want a guy like a Baker Mayfield or even, like I said, a Chris Godwin or a Jalen McMillan maybe, or a Emeka Ibuka. Like, I wouldn't want my guys that are getting paid a good amount of money to blow out an ACL. It's a liability.
Agree. Want to go out to the comments here from these guys. Appreciate that, Benji, there on Instagram Live. Again, Facebook stars are open if you love the content. YouTube Super Chats. It's the Sports Web. I'm your host, Peter Blake, along with Louie from the Frozen Pirate podcast, along with the legend himself, Mr. Leo Haggerty, from a Coach Scout and now media member of Night Sports Productions and Amped Up Sports. So that's good stuff there. Carl says, it's all about defense now. The offense is great. If this defense steps up, we go on a long playoff run, maybe another ring. That would be the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Agree with you on that. Exactly. Steve, I'll take Michael Vick over LeBron any day. Sean says, if contact moves out of football, I will go watch rugby. Football without contact is just horrible sounding. Agree. Lamar, you don't see rugby doing flag rugby. You don't. That's like MMA just playing patty cake. The sport will die. You know what?
Peter, can I jump in real quick?
Please go for it, Leo.
Here's what you do with flag football. You make it a women's sport. That's a simple fix. The men play real football. The women play flag football. End of story. Drop the mic.
All right. So there's the solution for you. But again, there have been players that are interested in this. And really quick, this is what CBS put together, CBS Sports, a projection. The quarterback would be Jaden Daniels. The running back, Jamar Gibbs. The other running back, wide receiver, would be Devin A-Chain from the Dolphins. Wide receiver, Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase. Travis Hunter as your third wide receiver or defensive back. Micah Parsons as a rush. I don't know how the rush works with the flag football. Nolan Smith Jr., Derek Stingley Jr. as a corner, and Maxwell Hairston with the Bills. And what I noticed is a lot of speed here. That's what they're looking at. I don't necessarily think these are their best players at their positions, but a lot of speed, and that's what it comes down to. That's a good comment, Sean. We'll get back to that in a moment because there's a reason for that. You kind of stole my thunder. We'll talk about Josh Grizzard and what he had to say about Baker Mayfield, and then we'll get out to Turnbuckle Talk. I see you, bodyguard of the Berg. Stand by. Louie, I completely agree with you. Let the college kids represent USA. Give them the opportunity to show what they can do. And the NFL for sure. Let's get out to what Grizzard had to say about Baker Mayfield. And the reason why this is important is because it's kind of some of the things we have been talking about on this show and what you kind of want to eliminate from Mayfield and possibly an injury situation here on the evolution of Sports Talk Television. Here we go.
Yeah, it's something we talked about from the start, and that is he's always been a great leader, but it's not like there's a ceiling on his ability to do that. So it is his offense, it's been his offense, but then now taking that and giving it to the rookies. And then just harping on, he plays the game like a UFC fighter and trying to take a couple of the hits off of him and not playing like that all the time. And we addressed not only him, but with the whole unit on the turnovers were unacceptable from, it is not just him or the backs or the receivers, but being something that needs to go down from what it was last year. But it's been open dialogue with all those guys, and they've taken to it, and we've harped on it, and they've done a good job so far in some of the drills we've been doing. Yeah, I mean, it goes without saying what he's able to do for the rookies. I know him talking to Mech the night he got drafted and spending time with him the next day when he's able to get to Tampa. But he makes it go. It all goes through him. He's the one that runs the show, and they all gravitate towards him, and rightfully so. And you can tell that he's just even more comfortable in that and having the success he's had, and those guys leaning on him because they know they can trust him and he's got their best interests at heart.
So there you go. Calls him an MMA guy, you know, and they want to eliminate those hits. This is what we kind of talked about here, Leo. This is how you avoid an injury. We love Baker Mayfield and what he does on 3rd and 4th down, but you want to live to fight another day. And then, of course, also you want to limit those turnovers, correct?
Oh, absolutely. Turnovers are poison.
Yes.
Injuries are poison. You got to try to avoid it as much as possible, especially when you're under center. You're the guy. You know, and everybody talks about having competition in camp and all that other thing. The coach wants competition at 21 positions. He doesn't want it at quarterback. He wants his guy to walk in and take charge. And that's exactly what Grizzly was saying. Hey, he's the guy that people are gravitating to. And, you know, Peter, we had a real interesting conversation online today, too, about making this squad. There's 47, maybe 48 positions that are frozen right now. They're going to make the club.
Yeah.
There's only about 5 or 6 openings to get in. So you better make some splash plays real quick.
Yeah, you definitely need to do that. Steve says we need a better backup for quarterback for Trask. Can't play in the NFL. He's not an NFL quarterback, but again, re-sign, knows the offense. That's the reason why he's on this team in the first
that was
place.
a Jason Light decision too.
That's it.
Well, you know what, guys? And we don't know. That's
Right.
the biggest problem. You don't know if he's an NFL quarterback. That's the biggest thing. Need to find out.
Yeah.
That's just a lot of he say, she say stuff. A lot of people think, oh, Trask can't play. Listen, if he couldn't play, he wouldn't be in the NFL. You just can't believe everything you see out there. I mean, I was reading an article because obviously I'm trying to launch the 508 podcast here for the New England Patriots with somebody else. And believe it or not, you want to hear something crazy? We were reading something that somebody posted. They said the New England Patriots should move on from Drake May after 1 year because he threw 4 interceptions in a camp. Let me say that one more time. They should move on.
We heard the same
Drake
thing about Jameis Winston.
We heard it about Baker too.
Yes.
Yeah.
And a lot of people thought in camp Kyle Trask beat him out. And the reason why Baker got the spot was, you know, because he didn't earn it because he had the experience, which he did have the experience, but he earned it. People were freaking out. Oh, Kyle Trask had a great camp. There's a reason why he's a backup quarterback in the first place. Has he gotten a shot? No, he hasn't. And that was a Jason Light decision to re-sign him in the first place. So
you just got to be careful, man. But to hear a guy that you drafted last year who did pretty decent considering the circumstances. Oh, he threw 4 interceptions during mini camp.
Yeah.
God.
Time to move on from them. Time to move on.
All right, let's go out to Josh Grizzard and what he had to say about the advantage of the offense here. I want to get your thoughts on this here on the evolution.
There are, I would say the players know that there are based on the installs and things we've done. If you just went out and watched what we just did, I don't think you would look at it as overly different, but it's just more in the schematics and behind the closed doors of nuance changes and a couple of the way things are called. But in terms of how it would look just watching it, I don't think you'd see a whole lot of difference. When we show a slide up there of a run concept or what we're doing in our drop back protection or a route concept, unless we slightly change the name of it, they should know the fundamentals of what that is. And it really just allows them to be coaches as well, to be able to now help Mech, help Tez, help some of the Josh coming in at halfback, to them be the coaches as well versus they're just trying to take care of their business last year.
So there you go. I mean, it should have an advantage because you're not learning basically a new offense. It is different terminology, correct, Leo?
Peter, that's just as bad. I was hoping to hear that everything was going to be copacetic, that there wasn't going to be any change in verbiage or that. You start changing verbiage all of a sudden, and I can remember Tom Brady, the GOAT, standing up there week 9 saying, I still have to take, when the play comes in and think, oh, I'm not thinking Patriots, I got to think Bucks. And that was 8 weeks into the season. And again, everybody talks about, you know, Brady. Finally, when they had that bye week and they could self-scout, which you don't have time to do when you're playing every 4, 5, 6, 7 days. When
Yeah.
you got that 14-day window, you can self-scout and you can figure out, okay, what are we doing right? What are we doing wrong? And the biggest problem you're going to see is you still got a new guy there. We talk about Detroit. They lost 2 quarters. Well, the Bucks lost 1.
Right.
And they lost 1 the year before. And that's tough because he's going to have his little idiosyncrasies. He's going to have his little, ideas. Everybody does. I mean, if I was coming in as the offensive coordinator, if I was on the team last year, I'd have to, okay, guys, 90% of this is going to be the same, but there's going to be 10% that's going to be, book it, Dano.
I love it. Good stuff. All right, let's go out to Grizzard. I think they kind of have an advantage. That's what you're looking at, because they do know this offense. You don't have to learn a new offense, even though it is a new offensive coordinator. He did run the 3rd down, which was very successful, one of the top units in the National Football League. I think that's the advantage that this Bucks team has. But again, it may be a situation. Do you think they get off and running, Louis and Leo? Leo, do you think they get off and running, or do you think they have a slow start like Canales and a little bit like Cohen to a certain degree, or do they get off to a fast start? Do they get off to where they're just throwing the ball all over the parking lot, where they're running the ball, where they're able to do whatever they want to against an opposing defense?
Define getting off to a fast start. If you're talking 2-2, 3-1, okay, I could see that. I don't see him going 4-0. That's just not going to happen.
Offensive numbers, points per game. You think those points per game go up, or do you think they struggle?
The first 4 games, they're going to struggle. That's just the nature of the beast. But I'll tell you what, once they get everybody on, on task and everything, now, here's your problem. You can't get ready to play until you actually play. So, we're going to talk about practices. We're going to talk about this. But they're not going to be able to assimilate game speed until they play a game. And the biggest problem, Peter, that teams are going to have is trying to play 60 plays, 70 plays, because they're going to be playing maybe 20, 25 in preseason, and then you got to shoot up to 60. That's why the football is so bad the first 4 weeks of the season. People don't tackle well. People run out of gas. And you know what? I don't know if there's anything around that'll change it, because coaches are not going to put guys out there in what's looked at as meaningless exhibition games.
Makes sense. Louis, how do you feel about this?
It's, again, Peter, for me, it's tough to tell just because we haven't seen anything in the preseason. But from what it looks like to me, if I had to take a guess, I think they're going to start off a little bit slow because week 1 is Atlanta. They have to really put in the work during the preseason, getting that real live game experience, in my opinion. They can't be afraid. I understand the cliche, well, you can't get you guys hurt in the preseason. I get that. But this team, if they're running on all 8 cylinders, then I'd say, all right, keep the preseason to a minimal. But if they're not, I think you got to kind of really have them out there a little bit. And because week 1 is the most important game of the schedule, in my opinion, it's going to set the tone for the rest of the year. I feel like if the Buccaneers come out flat-footed against the Atlanta Falcons, it's going to really set the tone, and it's going to be tough. And you cannot go down early in the NFC South, in my opinion, right now, because you have the Panthers and the Falcons that are going to compete with us. So I think they have the potential to pick up right where they left off, but I'm kind of leaning more towards, I think the defense, and I can't believe I'm going to say this, I think the defense might carry them a little bit in the beginning of the season. I want to say the first 4 games.
I like that a lot. All right, we'll get out to Josh Grizzard and what he had to say about the running backs in just a moment, and I promise, Ralph Williams, Turnbuckle Talk, which we're going to try to keep at a minimum tonight. Let's see.
A lot of news, though, with Turnbuckle Talk, though. Carrying Cross.
There is. Carrying Cross. Not all change is bad, says Jim Melvin. Better helmets are good. Better pads are good. Not leading with your helmet. Hitting a defenseless player is good. Not hitting a quarterback in the knees is good. there are compromises that can be made without ruining the game. That's a good point. It's definitely a good point.
Yeah.
Look at all the crap they talked about Worthy, and he did great. David says, do you think Dean or Dennis will be the starters week 1? I think Savasi Dennis will be the starter week 1. I'm not sure about Dean at this point. We want to comment on that. To be determined, I think.
To be determined. Again, we got to see the preseason. We got to see how Morrison and Parrish play, in my opinion. I think if Morrison blows you away, I think Dean's going to be on the outside looking in, unless him and Morrison can really coexist. Don't count Parrish out. Yeah, Parrish is very feisty.
Yeah,
he's going to be like a pit bull on that defense.
Dennis and Dean, the 2 Ds there. What do you think?
Wow. I got to see some tape first. You know, just we're to a point you got to see that. And, you know, we're talking about things. And the problem is you got to talk about something. And right now there's nothing to talk about other than, you know, we're summarizing last season.
Yeah.
We're extrapolating into this season.
Listen to you.
And it's just everything right now. It's a conundrum. You just don't know what's going to happen.
Leo, you got me rethinking my whole vocabulary now.
He's a wordsmith at this point. We got Leo Haggerty, the legend himself.
Book him, Dano.
All right. Christopher Cole, NFL and the Olympics just takes away from the regular flag football players. Lamar says, I like that during the camps, players are being so much more vocal with each other. Previous season, especially on defensive side of the ball, now will be great to see them apply everything they learn prior to the season start live. Thank you very much, Lamar, for the comments. Let's hear from new offensive coordinator Josh Grizzard on what he thinks about this running game, if you will, on the evolution of Sports Talk Television.
It was getting to the point where the scheme was molded to fit what the O-line was good at, what the backs were good at, and that's how we left the season, so we can now have a starting point for what we feel like was put our players in the best position to make plays. So you can always improve that. There's always new things. I mean, I know we're talking about the combine and the draft, but we spend a lot of time looking around the NFL for different schemes that we feel like can be implemented. We watch so much tape on the college prospects that we picked up 4 to 5 plays just watching Mecca's tape or Tez's tape on things that we've already implemented. So you can find it from anywhere. We had international coaches in here the last couple of weeks, and so they've got things that we've never heard of, so you can get it from anywhere. Yeah, I would say how we ended last season was essentially where we would take off. But to your point, there's a spot for all 3 of those guys. You can see, of course, what Bucky can do and being in his rookie year, but what Rashad brings to the table from a pass-catching standpoint and even in the run game. But really good route runner. We all know he's really good with the ball in his hands on screens, drop-back pass game. And I don't want to compare him to a lot of other guys, but he is close to, if not as good as anybody we see in terms of pass protection in the NFL. So that is a testament to what he can do from understanding blitz patterns, the communication with Bake and Graham and the O-line. So he's done an unbelievable job with that. And about Tuck as well. I know he had the opportunities there in New Orleans and a couple games down the stretch, but he's looked really good in the drills we've been doing right now. So hoping to see an increased role for Sean as well.
So there you go. I mean, it's
helps me a lot.
I mean, for me, it's White, because we always talk about people go, why is he not on the trade block? Why is he still on this team? When are you going to get rid of him? So he mentioned it. Pass protection. He means a lot to this team when it comes out of the backfield and catches the ball. He does those things that Bucky necessarily can't do yet. He does those things that Sean Tucker can't necessarily do yet. Louis, you kind of talked about White, maybe being traded or not, but he means a lot to this team, and this offensive coordinator just put it out there.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're going to see a lot more of Rashad White this year. I mean, he's in a contract here, if I'm not mistaken. He can pick up the blitz. I mean, and to go back and when I was saying, hey, I think we should trade him. You don't trade a guy like that unless you're getting a Max Crosby draft type of deal in place, because the kid can do it all, and he's been here for quite some time now. He was here when Brady was here. So, and like I said, one of the best qualities of Rashad White is what? It's not really catching the football. It's picking up the blitz, picking and protecting the quarterback. There's been so many times where I've seen this kid pick up a blitz, I mean, he laid Micah Parsons on his ass. So he's very good in that department, and the versatility going back to catching out of the backfield, that's huge too, because he can catch the ball out of the backfield on a 3rd and 15 and turn it into a first down. We've seen him do that plenty of times. I think he's very important to this offense, in my opinion. Also, I think we're going to see a lot more of him, and I think we're going to see a little bit more of Sean Tucker. And I would like to see a little bit more of Sean Tucker, because Leo, Peter, I've been saying this. You cannot do what you did with to Bucky Irvin, what you did to Cadillac Williams, to LaDainian Tomlinson, those guys. You cannot run those guys into the ground. They are special for a reason. You got to keep them fresh. So I wouldn't mind seeing more of Rachaad White, a little bit more of Sean Tucker as well, keeping Bucky fresh, because Bucky's going to get his stats regardless.
Yeah, Bucky's going to get his stats, and that's what you don't want to do. Even though Bucky's your number one running back, you don't want to run him out there, and that's the reason why, Leo, you need 2 or 3 good running backs, and a lot has been made about Sean Tucker and the potential. We saw that last year versus the Saints there. I believe it was week 5, week 6, NFC Player of the Week. I mean, he's fluid. He can catch the ball. He's
142 yards rushing that game.
Yeah, I mean, you hear whispers that they think they got something there with Tucker. So, what do you do with this running back room if you're Grizzard and Todd Bowles? I mean, it's a great problem to have.
Yeah.
The biggest problem you have right now is White is an every down running back. He can run the football, he can catch the football, and he can pass protect. Here's a great one, guys. You know who the best back the Bucs ever had at pass protection? This is going to drive you nuts. Warwick Dunn.
Yes.
Warwick Dunn was the best pass protector as a back. He would stick his head right between a guy's numbers and drill him. The little guy knew how to block. But the problem is right now, the other 2 guys, Bucky and Tucker, they're not every down back. They still don't have all 3 components. When they get to that all 3 components, now you're going to see what you want. A really good running back room where you just keep guys fresh. Guys will get, maybe 15, 16 touches, and then the guy who's the hot hand in the 4th quarter, he's going to finish out the game.
Yeah.
Great stuff, man. I'm calling the left-hander in because I could tell, Leo, right now, you gave us all your time that you could. Go ahead and promote yourself here on the Evolution, my friend.
Well, we have USF Golf is out on the West Coast. They're in the NCAA Nationals. So they'll be out there. I've been posting up. I put up yesterday the one kid they got from India. They call him the Tiger Woods of India, which is crazy. But whatever. But I put up assistant coach today, and tomorrow I'll put up the head coach. But had a nice conversation with those guys. And you know what, fellas? When you're done watching the sports web, you got to watch this war that's in New York. The Knicks and the Pacers. My Lord. It's like a street fight. I look like I'm watching a playground game. Call your own foul. That's pretty much it. But, guys, it's been a pleasure. Always on with the hardest working duo with Tampa Bay sports. Fellas, I will talk to you Monday.
Sounds good, my friend. Leo Haggerty. And, of course, welcome on June 6th, 7th, and 8th, especially that Saturday. But you come out that Friday. I'm taking off of work on Friday, 2 to 8. And anytime we always get together, we always eat. So maybe there's some food out there, food around the Florida State Fairgrounds. It's going to be Levante David, Tristan Wirfs that Friday. And again, that Saturday, man, I'm telling you, it's stacked up. I mean, Jose Canseco, Jalen McMillan, Brad Johnson, Antoine Winfield Jr., Kalijah Cansey, there we go, Christian Itzy and Orlando Hernandez, Phil Esposito, Ruben Sierra, John Gruden, Ian Book, Bucky Irving, Desmond Watson, and Elijah Roberts. And then Sunday, Langway, Hawkins, DeBron Hampton, Nick Anderson, former Magic, Sam Perkins, former Laker, and Tar Heel, Cedric Maxwell, former Florida Gator, and, of course, Houston Rocket and Aaron Childs. So more than
Peter, are they going to let you broadcast from out there, too?
They are letting me broadcast, yes.
Wow.
Live with celebrities.
Right.
Yes.
Take care, guys. I'll put it on the calendar right now.
All right, good
Perfect.
stuff there. The legend right there.
Book him, Dano.
He's out of here. We'll get out to Turnbuckle Talk in just a moment. Let's read these comments. Always love reading comments from the webheads here. Hope you guys are happy with that surprise. You got 53 players on a roster, but most teams are lucky to have 10 great players. The regular season about the great players. The team with the most great players will click the fastest early on. Very good stuff there, Jim.
Oh,
We've had you on here before. We're going to get you on again. All three of our running backs have their particular talents that suit the Bucks. Well, in the way they run their running game, Bucky inside, gone, white block catch after the block, run or outside run. Tucker, he's just a bully. I would use Tucker like in the fourth quarters, possibly a part of the third. They try to do that. The problem with Tucker is, as talented as he was, he did somewhat at times. He did maybe a couple, that one time there, put the ball on the ground. I think that's what you're trying to avoid, the turnover situation. You're also trying to. White even did it in the Dallas game. And remember that, trying to do too much, trying to reach for that first down. I understand it. Excuse me. I need some water or something. But yeah, I mean, they've got a good problem, and that's how you can stay healthy. Definitely want to see more of Tucker. So I'm a hollow for your time, Leo. Appreciate you, Lamar. And Lamar again. Peter, how do you think the tight end room can improve? Louis,
I
I'm going
think
to
it's already improved.
Yeah,
I mean, it's improved, man. You've seen Cade Otton. Cade Otton really grew on me. I love Cade. Think about it. We relied on a rookie wide receiver. We relied on Sterling Shepard to step up. They didn't step up in that time frame, and we had Bucky Irvin, a rookie running back. And then out of nowhere, you had Cade Otton. Just what did he have? Like 11 catches that game, a touchdown or two. He really stepped up, and not just him. Payne Durham stepped up. Culp stepped up. Culp, I'm really excited about this year. I think we're going to see a lot more of him. He's a big dude, man. I think the tight end room is fine. You know what the problem is? I just think that fans haven't really seen too much of these guys, like how Peter and myself really analyze everything. Like, I'll go back and watch the all 22. Like, that's something I'm going to do on the Frozen Pirate podcast, depending on what the copyright stuff is. But that's something I want to do, like a coach's take, and show you guys what really goes into plays and stuff like that. And you'd be amazed. And I paid attention to the tight ends, man. And that kid Colt, he's pretty damn good. And Cade Otton, like, we'll do some stuff, man. We'll see. But I'm telling you, that tight end room is A-okay. And there's I'm not going to use a Leo word because I'll probably butcher it. But there is a ton of weapons for Baker Mayfield on this offense.
Absolutely. All right. Code 2. There you go. Right there. Let's go out to Turnbuckle Talk. We have not had this guy on for a little bit. There is some news out there. Don't know if we can do that shot though.
Yeah, I don't know. I think so.
Let's go ahead. Oh, look at that right there. Turnbuckle Talk, welcome back. Bodyguard of the Berg, but you're not in the Berg anymore. What's going on, man? What's new with you?
Oh, not much. I moved to Ocean City, Maryland, man. I wanted to be on the coast and enjoy my life, and here we are. So,
yeah, here we are. We'll go with that 3 shot. We don't want to cut off your head here, but let's go out to Lamar.
All right.
I feel we're going to see a lot more of Culp. Definitely 7th round pick, has the potential. So we'll shift gears here. The unfortunate thing was that my paper in my printer ran out, so I couldn't print some of the things I wanted to print when it comes to Turnbuckle Talk. Louis got me on this, but Zoe Stark made a statement. Of course, the terrible injury, which is reminiscent of Sid Vicious in WCW. Who could forget that? Jumping off the top rope and seeing his leg just go a different direction. If you're squeamish, not a good situation there. This kind of same situation happened with Zoe Stark. She had this to say with the terrible injury. The love and support means more to me than you ever know. What hurts more is that my knee, knowing I won't be able to perform for all of you in a while. I love what I can do. I'm blessed to do this. As the saying goes, the comeback is greater than the setback. Love you guys. And there you go. That was Zoe Stark. So your thoughts? Yes, and absolutely. R.I.P. Sabu, which I know we talked about last week as he passed away. But Zoe Stark, they are unfortunate. really starting to make some hay, if you will, Louis. In a talented women's wrestler, and then a dramatic injury like that, looks like she's gonna miss some time.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. I mean, I wouldn't put it up there with Sid Vicious's knee injury because that was pretty brutal. I mean,
Yeah.
even to this day, I don't like seeing it. That was brutal because we saw it snap. Zoe's is pretty bad. But in this day and age, the way the doctors are, the way the medical is now, the medicines and the surgeries and all that stuff, it's pretty damn good. I mean, you take it back to football, ACL back in the day, you tore your ACL, your career was over. Now it's 6 to 9 months. It's unfortunate because she's very talented, and it sucks because it couldn't be worse timing because this is a time where weeks after WrestleMania you start to see some stars start to emerge a little bit, and then the momentum goes with them, and I feel like she was one of them. I wanted to see her more in the women's division, as far as competing for a title, if you will, because I think she's got it, and this is just a terrible setback for her.
Yeah, it is. Ralph, your thoughts when you saw the injury, man? Definitely dramatic. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Hold on. Can we, Ralph, you know what? Finish your thought, and then we'll get out to our special guest over here. But go ahead, Ralph. Finish your thought, please.
Yes, I think Zoe Starks, it's sad to see what happened. She had to reinvent herself because Shayna Baszler got cut from the roster. And so, now she has to go back to being a singles wrestler. And here's the interesting thing, guys. And the fact of the matter is they haven't done anything with her for a little while here. And it just, they drag some people out. They put some people in. They fire people or they let people go. It just gets old, but it was sad because now she has another setback in trying to move ahead of the game, as far as the wrestling world goes.
All right, Louis, do me a favor. Go ahead and kill that Turnbuckle Talk because this guy does not talk wrestling, but we got to get him on here really quick. Give me the 4-shot here. Give me the 3-shot real quick. Give me that 3-shot. See, he's producing here on there. He's learning. All right, let's see here. No, that won't work.
What's he doing? Learning on the fly there, Peter, huh?
Yeah, he's learning on the fly at this point. Let me come back here. All right, so let's
go add him to the stage. That's what it's going to come down to.
Go ahead and take that sports web off because I don't think that fits at all. There we go. All right, let's go ahead and go out to him. Handicapper extraordinaire, Mr. Harry.
Oh, that's awesome. I love it.
Says Dick the Bruiser. He's Dick the Bruiser.
Dick the Bruiser.
You don't say that.
There you go. So, Dick the Bruiser, welcome to the Evolution tonight.
Are you talking to me?
And
yeah, I'm talking to you.
That's it. Yes, brother.
Listen, Dick, brother.
Oh, yeah.
Hold on. Watch this.
What is your name?
I told you.
It doesn't matter what your name is.
It does not matter what your name is, although it does matter what your name is on this show, Greek. So, really quick, because I know that you are a man that doesn't have that much time, but we appreciate the time that you're giving us. And we know that you're not going to talk wrestling. So let's talk about the NFL. We'll get back to Turnbuckle Talk in just a moment. What did you think about what happened today in the National Football League? We talked about playoff reseeding. Not going to happen because the Lions withdrew it. And then the tush push, once again, in effect, as teams like the Bucks voted against it. But it still rings true here for the Philadelphia Eagles. Welcome to the Evolution.
Peter, Ralph, really nice seeing you. Louis, my brother, man, it's always great to jump on here.
Thank you, Harry.
I did not get to see any of the new changes, if there were any changes. But from what you're telling me, the tush push is still in there.
Yes, it is.
Then I think there's going to be some general managers and some head coaches that possibly got a little idea from the way Louis and I said how it should be handled.
Yeah.
Because the tush push will go away on its own. Like I said, Louis.
Oh yeah.
What do you think you would do if you were a defensive coordinator?
Load up that front, and I'd have one of my probably the most hard hitting dude, if not safety, just come flying and lay out that quarterback. Even if you get the 15-yard penalty, that
It's
kid's
over.
going to think twice. He's going to think twice. He's not going to want to do that.
No,
I gotta read this comment here. Aloha Dick. So
Aloha Dick. I don't know who Lamar is, but what's happening? And by the way, Louis, when he's telling you to go through the tree shot, can you see the 4 squares where Peter and everybody is at?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, now do you see just below it, you got a single person, then you got a double, and then there's another double. It's the third one that's highlighted right now with the circle.
Mhm.
That's what he's talking about right there. So if you go that route,
yeah, tell
we're
him,
in
Greg.
right here,
Show him, Greg.
this is how we were at. But if you went to the one here, now that fills up everything. Now you don't see anything. It's always the third one right there. The one to the right of it, it just makes Peter the highlight, and then the rest of us are on the end. Now
Look
we
at
can
that
just do
sign,
it the
by the
other
way.
way around.
Okay.
So, here's the way we go with it. Sorry, it's Turnbuckle Talk, so we can do this on the fly, right, Ralph?
It's a
Yeah,
bot.
exactly.
Well, listen, I'm going to include Ralph in this because there was talk of that playoff reseeding not happening because your favorite coach, Mike Tomlin, and the Pittsburgh Steelers were also against that. Let's talk about this.
Did they do the reseeding? Did that pass?
It did not pass
No,
because
it did
the
not
Lions
pass.
withdrew it. And one of the rumors out there, it was Mike Tomlin was against it. And basically, Leo said it best. It's all about the Benjamins, right? A little P. Diddy reference. I'm not necessarily sure how that's going to end
I
up.
wouldn't be bringing up P. Diddy right now after the news that I heard about him today.
Hey, man, I wouldn't mind going to one of his parties. I think that would have been
No.
hell.
It's
Peter,
Suck right there.
Literally.
Peter wouldn't have been he wouldn't have minded a little freak off. Seriously,
oh,
man,
my God. Enough with you. Let's talk to Ralph here.
Hey,
Mike
man, man, got plenty of baby oil laying around. Come on, bro.
Jeez, man. Really, seriously. Here's what I think about you.
Shut up.
All right.
Come on,
Ralph.
a little bit of these. I mean, everybody's good. Baby oil and that.
Jeez.
Come on,
Oh
man.
my gosh. It's disturbing to say the least of what's going on right now and what we're hearing.
Oh, did you hear what he liked?
No.
Listen,
Well, I heard some
it's
of it.
not against the law to have freak offs, guys. Okay.
No, it's not.
But it is against a lot of traffic, the whole 9 yards. And remember, this is all alleged.
Yes.
This doesn't make it factual. Yes. Did he beat that girl? Yes. We
Let's
all
not-
seen that with our own eyes. But
pull up P. Diddy, please. Yeah, we're not bringing that up, but go ahead. Yes.
But seriously, did he did he beat the woman? Yeah, he's seen it on camera, but nobody knows what happened before. Nobody knows what happened after. That's why I hate watching stuff in the media. Just get to the conclusion. Let's figure it out. If he's a sicko, big deal.
Yeah.
Things definitely get blown out of proportion. Prime example, like the situation with I think it's Taylor Swift. There was a bone or a leg found at her Westerly, Rhode Island shoreline. The sacrifices and all this stuff. Everybody out there, stop believing what you read on the internet. 'Cause I'm going to tell you what's going on. Is there bodies, parts being, found in
Washed up on
Massachusetts
shore?
and Rhode Island? Absolutely, because there is, unfortunately, a serial killer on the loose. That's a real thing. You guys can look that up. There's body parts and human remains popping up everywhere. And they tell people don't go hiking and stuff like that because they don't know who it is, who's behind it. But it just so happens some body parts.
There's murders every day that people don't know what the hell happened. There's so many.
It's just how it is. Like once one of these things start to happen, but the whole P. Diddy thing, man, it is a little disturbing. Some of the stuff that you hear.
It can be, but you know what? Again, this is alleged, bro.
Yeah.
Everybody, we automatically condemn the guy. Look, you know what? You can't condemn. Look, I'm going to tell you right now. Pete Rose, really good friend of mine. God rest his soul. Everybody in this panel knows him, except Louis knows that I knew the man and I've hung out with the man for many, many, many years. You know what? He was the most degenerate, sick gambler you've ever met in your life. But you know what? He did get 3,000 hits.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's talk about P. Diddy real quick. I don't mind. I'll go political as much as you want. I could care less. You can never take away the kind of artist that he was. He was a great lyricist, the guy was great at so many things. Okay.
Yeah.
So he had a little bit of a sick side. So, is it against the law? No. Again, don't believe everything you hear on the internet.
Well,
Read
it
on
goes,
the internet and
it goes,
don't believe everything
listen,
you
it
see
goes
on
back
TV.
to R. Kelly, as talented as an artist as he was.
There's a big difference, man, with R. Kelly. Now, there's some disturbances about Justin Bieber. I don't know if that's true.
Again,
And-
these are just rumors and speculation, but you're exactly right. It's salacious and it's here on the sports web. Let's go out, salacious.
Can't believe we're talking about it in the sports web.
We did marriage counseling last week, right? Was that true?
Oh, I
Yes,
got,
we did.
what-
We took some marriage counseling.
I got
Yes,
some
we did.
heat for that.
From who?
Oh, boo-hoo.
Somebody said, "Is that really how you feel?" And I was like, "No, I don't feel that way about all women.
Oh, yes, he does actually.
No,
He's a
I don't.
misogynistic
No,
womanizer. You just
No.
don't. If you're interested in this guy up here, be
No.
careful.
no,
very
no,
careful.
I'm definitely
Oh,
not.
yeah.
I definitely
Oh,
have an
There's
experience.
a reason why he's never put a ring on anybody's
Well,
finger.
It's because I'm selective and I don't want to
just-
deal with the insanity. Stop the insanity. Let's go
Hold
out
on,
to
hold on before you do that. Look, just trust this face. Okay, just trust this face.
I'm a lunatic because I got to do a show with you, of course.
That's true.
Wrestling Mount Rushmore. This is a good one, Mike DeRoche. Stone
Oh,
Cold,
man.
Bret Hart, Ric Flair, Undertaker. Greek, you want to comment on this?
Yeah.
All right, there you go.
I would rather have Hulk Hogan,
Okay, hold on.
Dusty Rhodes,
Whoa.
Hulk Hogan, Dusty Rhodes, and who's that actor now? What the hell is his name?
The Rock.
The Rock, and one more. Who's the other one that played on all the Fast and Furious? What the hell was his name?
John Cena.
Oh, John Cena.
Yeah, that's it. John Cena.
Wow, John Cena.
Wow.
That's my
there's-
Mount Rushmore, baby. See, I know a little bit about wrestling, right, Ralph?
Look at that,
Yes,
Ralph. What do you think?
Yes, you do.
Mount
Tell him,
Rushmore.
Ralph.
Oh, you want my Rushmore? Bruno Sammartino, Hulk Hogan,
Who?
Stone Cold Steve Austin, and let's see here. There's a bunch I could probably name, and Ric Flair.
All right, Louis, do it.
It's tough, man. I want to say it's got to be Hulk
Listen,
Hogan.
It's gonna be tough on the sports web, okay? And
Yeah. I'm gonna say Hulk Hogan.
corns and lollipops on this show. Go ahead.
Yeah. Hulk Hogan. Obviously, Ric Flair,
Yeah.
Baby oil.
The Undertaker, and Stone Cold Steve Austin. Just because of the simple fact, Stone Cold he was the blueprint of the FU era,
Yeah.
and kind of not went rogue, but that famous Austin 316 means I just whooped your ass. That was kind of unheard of to even say anything like that. Yeah, he definitely changed the wrestling business there, and I say the Undertaker because of the amount of respect and the leadership, and the guy overall outside of wrestling, he is a bad mother effer, dude. He can throw down. And it's cool listening to his podcast.
Did I
and
have a good Mount
anybody who
Rushmore
can
or
drink
no?
Jack Daniels like that
Yeah.
on the fly
it.
is okay in
Louis,
my book.
Did you like the Greeks Mount Rushmore? I love that Mount Rushmore. Although
For
John
Harry,
Cena-
for Harry, I mean that's good. I
Harry,
respect his opinion.
All right, Ralph looks amazed. Jim says Jesse Ventura. Okay. Sun Devil Dave, Hogan, Flair, Rock, and Austin, Cena. What about Sting? What about Undertaker?
Oh yeah, Undertaker. Who was that big
What
tall
about
Russian
Shawn
dude? What was
Michaels?
his name? The Slavic dude, the really big tall guy. Andre the Giant, man.
yeah.
Andre the Giant. Listen
Oh,
to
yeah.
you.
How about
You
that,
know some
man?
History. Yes,
How
going
about
all the way.
Andre?
Yeah, female Mount Rushmore. We haven't done that yet. And then mom right there. Love you, mom. And they're saying I'm a
Female
lunatic
Mount
and I'm
Rushmore.
crazy. Watching the best sports talk show in the Tampa Bay area, the Sports Web, Amped Up Sports, Harry the Greek, Louis, Ralph Williams, as we get Harry the Greek on to talk Turnbuckle Talk on a Wednesday night here, which I'm amazed that he's still on with us. He came on his Dick
Hang
the
on,
Bruce.
I got to go get my rosary because no one's going to believe this.
All right, let's go out to Lamar here. Jimmy Superfly Snuka, Hulk Hogan, Stone Cold Ultimate Warrior.
No,
Okay.
not the Warrior.
That's different.
Yeah,
What
there's
are we
a lot of Mount Rushmores on this.
Yeah.
That's okay. Andre the Giant was from France. What are we
Hey,
doing with
kitty?
Oh yeah, this is Turbo. He wants to say hello.
Oh, geez. You know, really.
F you, F you, F you, and F you. Peace out. I'm going to go have a Guinness.
Sorry, I got to use JP's on that. That's funny.
JP,
All right.
who's that?
Oh, JP.
Hey, Peter,
Peters.
that's your dog's cat friend there, isn't it?
No, my dog would go after every cat at this point. He does
Yeah.
that. And he's He's awful too about it. Like he's 76
Bring
pounds.
Alexander over to my house. I'll show you how that stops really quick.
Oh yeah, how's it stop?
You have no clue, buddy. One time. That's all it takes. One time from one of my 18-pound cats.
Yeah.
They're fast as lightning. They catch them in the nose just right. The dog starts sneezing, and every time the cat looks at you, the dog goes.
I used to have a Bengal cat. That was a big girl.
Dude, I'm telling you, everybody thinks dogs tear up cats. That's just not the case. Dogs.
Yeah, my dog won't go near cats. He's about 80 pounds. He's an American bulldog. He's a big boy. He's got a big blockhead, very intimidating looking, but he's the most friendliest dog.
They get one interaction with a cat, and that's all it takes. But dogs don't realize that, if the cat runs away, the dog's going to chase. When the cat stays there, the dog's like, huh?
Yeah, they don't grasp it.
No,
he messed around and found out one time, and that's all it took for him.
Rob
F
Thompson,
around and find
True
out.
Life, right there. We love you, brother. George the Animal Still. So there you go.
Yeah.
I actually met
that?
George the Animal Still. A famous wrestler. Met him along with Lanny Poffo, the genius.
Hey, someone agrees with me.
There you go. Dusty Rhodes, Ric Flair, Jake the Snake, and Mankind.
Wow.
Listen, I watched this the other night. Mankind, Mick
whatever
Foley.
his name was, Dude Love, every other name he had.
One of the greatest matches of all time, and it could have been horrific for him because I was watching Dark Side of the Ring. Him against The Undertaker in Hell in the Cell, and I don't know if you've ever seen this, Greek. Yes. The Undertaker
that definitely took some years off his life.
takes Mick Foley and throws him into like a little broadcasting desk. And it's how many feet in the air is this,
20
guys?
feet. It was 20
feet in the air. And by the way, Undertaker is wrestling with a broken leg at the time. I don't know if people know this. This is why he could be considered one of the greatest of all time. Just longevity alone and what he meant to the locker room and WWE and everything else. And then you have Mick Foley who comes out. He has a concussion, goes back in, gets power bombed through the cage, and still is able to finish that match. And they're taking him out.
That was choke slam.
Yes.
The cage gave way.
Yes. Well, yeah. It was a choke slam, or was it?
It was a choke slam. I'm pretty positive it was a choke slam, and the cage gave way. They had indications, and when they first built that cage, I think they used regular ties like they would to do a fence.
Mm-hmm.
And once they started walking up on that cage, you saw the Undertaker take a couple of steps, and the links, not the links, the ties actually gave out. It was like clink, and then the crowd was like, "Oh!" And then that should have been an indication right there that it wasn't safe up there. And then they just proceeded to do it, and then next thing you know, Mick Foley's got a tooth up his nose, and he's through the cage.
And listen, he wasn't
planned.
He was like a man's man. He wasn't like flashy. He didn't have the body that Vince wanted. He didn't have the face. In fact, he had to cover up his face. Greek, I know you watched some wrestling matches before. What was one of your favorite matches? Do you remember? Can you tell me?
No, I remember some wrestlers that used to freak me out when I watched them. They were just kind of intimidating people that literally you could have like nightmares about. One was called the Boogeyman.
The Boogeyman.
Did not like him. Okay. There was also this voodoo guy, Papa
Shango.
Papa Shango. Which, by the way, is who? Who is Papa Shango, guys?
Godfather, man.
That is right.
Those guys, when I used to watch them, I'm like, there's something wrong with these people, man. That's why I never really got into it.
He started off as Papa Shango.
But you know what? But I'll tell you what. Kane, I remember a guy named Kane.
Yep.
And Jake the Snake Roberts. But Kane was kind of freaky. But I guess the freakiest one for me was Papa Shango and the Boogeyman. Didn't like them two guys.
Didn't like them at all. All right, let's go out to Jeremy.
I liked a bit, but they were like weird.
Listen to this: Austin Rock, Undertaker, and RVD. The whole effing show right there with ECW.
If it was the Mount Rushmore for ECW, I'd say RVD. But I mean,
he says RVD.
Yeah, I respect that.
Throwing out there. All right, Mike D. Roche, Charlotte Flair, Becky Lynch, Rhea Ripley, Mickey James. Where is the fabulous Moolah?
I was going to say Moolah and Wendy Richter.
Okay, where is Trish Stratus in
Baylin, Trish Stratus. Yeah, there's a bunch we could go into. Charlotte Flair. Yeah.
Medusa. Yeah. All right. Good stuff here, guys. Jim, between
In
the
fact,
sleeper.
in fact, when I used to drive a cab, I had the fabulous Moolah and Malin in the cab.
There you go.
Oh,
Mae
wow.
Young taking the bump she took from the Dudley boys. Between the sleeper, the elbow smash, the figure four, and the airplane spin, which one was the most for real? To me, the airplane spin, that's I have vertigo, so I have a lot of respect for Mike Rotunda, who did that, of course, is the father of Bray Wyatt, the deceased Bray Wyatt. And you know who
Uncle Howdy.
Yes, of course. And then the grandfather, of course, would be Blackjack Mulligan. And that would be long ago in the 80s and 90s there on Channel 44 with wrestling on Saturday night at 6 o'clock. But the figure four, to me, that looks real, man. You have Ric Flair put the figure
It's
four on.
not. I tried it with somebody.
You tried it.
Yeah. Maybe we weren't doing it right.
Tell this story really quick. What
Austin
happened?
Crab.
So we
Austin
were
Crab.
this was in Philadelphia. We were at the Philadelphia Tattoo Convention.
Yeah.
A couple of guys right up the road from me actually own a tattoo shop, and Jay, who is a huge wrestling fan, he tried to attempt the figure four, and I don't know, maybe he just wasn't doing it right, and he goes, "Hey, that's not right. That doesn't hurt, you know." But then again, we've all had a few to drink. This was after the convention was over, because they would have a booth. Yeah. So picture this. They would have a booth. They tattoo out of it, and the Philadelphia Tattoo Convention. If anybody ever gets a chance, Villain Arts puts that on. It is like the WrestleMania of all tattoo conventions. If you're ever looking to get some work, fly out to Philadelphia or drive out to Philadelphia. Any type of tattoo you want, any type of style, artist, it's there. I mean, you have hook hanging, people hanging from hooks. The Human Enigma. Are you guys familiar with the Human Enigma?
No.
The dude with the tattooed puzzles and the implants. No?
No.
Puzzle Man?
Yeah.
Well, I got to meet him. He actually, his partner needed to use my bathroom in my hotel. He actually almost got kicked out of that hotel room because of him. But yeah, just picture like 6 tattoo artists and myself and a few other people who weren't tattooers going out, coming back to the hotel room, like maybe 8 or 9 of us, and just trying to attempt to do a figure four. But I don't know. I had video of it. Maybe if I find it, it's probably in one of my old phones, but I was told that it didn't hurt.
Yeah, I remember meeting Bobby the Brain Heenan when he was dealing with
Bobby the
cancer.
Brain.
Getting a chance to meet him, man. I mean, even if he had cancer, he's dealing with throat cancer at the time. That was a thrill. And he actually had something signed for me, and I have to find it somewhere, where it has all the wrestlers that he managed. And I believe Undertaker was on that. And he says something along the lines, "Peter, is it true that you're the son of a freak," or something like that? It's great. I gotta bring it on Turnbuckle Talk, but it's unbelievable.
Hey, Peter, I heard you're Vince McMahon's illegitimate son.
I think it's something like that, man. I mean, it's something so funny like that. And
Hornswoggle, he was his illegitimate son.
Yeah.
What a terrible storyline. We could talk about
but it was hilarious though, the way
that, and Katie Vick with Kane and Triple H. And by the way,
God.
why is Triple H not in the Mount Rushmore? By the way, why is he not?
Yeah.
I'm a Triple H guy.
Shawn Michaels.
Paul Levesque. I love Paul Levesque. I love the story, and I'll tell you why I love the story. Because here's a guy who broke kayfabe, and Greek, you know what this is all about. It's about, always being in character. You break kayfabe. You hug Scott Hall. They all hug Shawn Michaels, Kevin Nash, Scott Hall.
Yep.
Of course,
Manhattan.
Nash and Scott Hall go to Madison Square Garden in the cage. They both, Kevin Nash and Scott Hall, go to WCW. Shawn Michaels is the champion at the time. And because of breaking kayfabe, he is basically a mid-carder. He's a jobber at that point because he was going to be a main eventer, and he earns his way up to be like a main eventer for years upon years with factions and everything else. And then he takes over the business, which is amazing. To me, he's in Mount Rushmore somehow, some way. I don't know. But Harry, right? Harry, we got a guy that is working with WWE now. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yes, kinda.
Okay, go for it.
The only reason is because he's Vince McMahon's son-in-law.
Shut up and be quiet. No, I don't think it's
Well,
that.
first off, one of my former colleagues here on the Sports Web, and we used to do a show
Yes.
and a podcast on the Over Under, and he had his own on Sunday mornings. Little Jacob Charnow, 16, 17 years old. We were one of the few that took him in, and we were talking sports handicapping, and he lives up in northern Jersey from a really good family. He decided that this is a career that he wanted to pursue, and the young man decided to go to the University of Syracuse for journalism and sports broadcasting. There was over 800 applicants to get a position as an intern with the WWE, and out of the 800, he was selected.
That's
Amazing. That is
That
absolutely
man is, and
amazing.
my hats off to Jacob Charnow. He'll be down here next week in the Tampa area.
Yes.
We're gonna get together a little bit, but couldn't be prouder of the young man. I'll tell you what, he's just doing absolutely incredible. Also, there's a guy that I worked with for many a years, and he was a colleague of mine. He was known as the Heartthrob.
Yeah.
That also wrestled. He wrestled against who was the military guy? What was his name?
Sergeant Slaughter.
That's it. Yes, he was kicking Sergeant Slaughter's ass to start, and then he became a pincushion for him. I watched that old YouTube video, which was pretty cool. But yeah, his claim of fame, he was 220 pounds of muscle, steel, and sex appeal.
Listen, we got to get that guy on Turnbuckle Talk. We got to start getting wrestlers on. But by the way,
Get him on right now if you really wanted to. But
well, we got to wrap this up here. I hate to wrap it up because it's been fun, and we're going to read more of these comments.
oh yeah. Before you go through the comments, the Greek is going to sign off.
Well, hold on. Before you sign off, I want you to see this.
God.
I want you to see this. We shut up and be quiet. Get your head out of the gutter. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this guest list right here, my friend. Look at that. Right there. That's your guest list. I invite you, Harry the Greek, because I've already invited Leo and Ray. We'll be out there Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Friday, I'm taking off. It starts at 2 o'clock to 8. I don't know. We're going to be out 6 hours, be out a couple hours, but the guests are Tristan Wirfs and Levante David. Those are the expected guests. And then Saturday, Canseco, McMillan, Johnson, Antoine Winfield Jr., Kalijah Cansey, Christian Itzian, Orlando Hernandez, Phil Esposito, Ruben Sierra, John Gruden, Ian Book, Bucky Irving, Desmond Watson, Elijah Roberts. And then for you basketball fans and Gator fans on Sunday, the quarterback for the Gators, DJ Langway, Tank Hawkins, DeBron Hampton, Nick Anderson, Sam Perkins, Cedric Maxwell, and Aaron Childs.
Cedric Perkins.
Sam Perkins and Cedric Maxwell.
Oh, the old.
Yes. They're going to be out there on Sunday. Yes.
So,
So,
hey, Peter, you run into Kalijah Cansey, tell him I said, let's go Pitt.
yeah, I will definitely do that. Absolutely. Well,
I'm predicting Kalijah to be a Pro Bowler this year.
Well, Kalijah's already said he wants to lead the league in sacks, so it's always a good thing to see that. And if he could stay healthy, which has been a big if the last couple of years, but he can stay healthy, he's definitely got the potential. So I invite you, Harry, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Please join me because I definitely want you to talk to some of these celebrities, and this is my gift to not only.
Yep. That's for me to get out there and go, hey, bro, your over and under was 270 yards. Why didn't you go over? I don't get it. The people want to know. I'm Harry the Greek. I approve this message.
Kalijah Cansey being injured, Peter, Tampa Bay should be lucky he's on a rookie contract.
Well, he's on a rookie contract, but he hasn't done enough yet to earn that big time contract. But I understand where you're coming from, Ralph. He definitely is talented. So, Gary, we'd like to come out there.
Hell has frozen over.
What's that?
Hell has absolutely frozen over. I thought I'd never do this.
What's up?
I came on and talked Turnbuckle Talk with you.
You did.
That's amazing.
You did.
This has been amazing.
Ralph,
we should definitely do.
Thank you for throwing me the notes into my DM, so that way I knew what I was talking about a little bit.
Well, listen, you're a smart guy. I want to, before we get out of here, let's read some of these comments because I think you're going to enjoy this really quick. All right.
I'd rather shoot heroin.
Will you shut up and be quiet?
That's a bold statement, man.
Roddy Piper.
Teasing. Not that I condone drugs.
Yes. Bash Brothers, Undertaker, Goldust. Who are the Bash Brothers? Bash Brothers who? Lamar? All right.
Yes.
Mick Foley is a glorified stuntman, which is what Ric Flair said. Come on. Stand by. We'll get back to the comments in a moment. Welcome to the Evolution. You're on Turnbuckle Talk. What's your name?
Great job.
Oh, there you go. It's Sun Devil Day. Chicago's own, my friend, right there. Big time wrestling.
I can hang out for a second.
All right, hang out for a second, then we'll
Great
get you
stuff.
out of here. Yes.
Hey guys, are you wrapping up Turnbuckle Talk?
Yeah,
Turnbuckle
we're
Talk
talking
right now?
Turnbuckle Talk, whatever you
Okay.
want to talk
Thank
about.
God.
I'd like to see it. Well, hey, real quick, when I was looking at the new Saturday main event card, I don't really see any female matches going on. I just see the Uso Paul, Punk Zayn versus Breaker Rollins, Cena Truth, and then Priest McIntyre Steel Cage.
Right.
So I thought there was going to be like a female, some kind of tag team or something. I guess not.
The only female match I want to see is a tag team with a Mazzola Rolla Party. Then I'll watch.
Well, there we go.
That's going up the suck right there.
Sexist.
Let me be really, really straight about that. You know what? There's nothing like. And does anybody remember playing the game Twister?
Yes.
Okay, let's just get this big plastic mat out there,
Yep.
okay? And we'll just get 2 bottles of Mazzola corn oil. It'll be just like a Diddy party, man. And we'll just rub everybody
Wow.
down with it and watch what
Hey,
happens.
y'all don't stay there.
Now, Dave, that shouldn't be anything for y'all up there, the north side of Chicago, right? I mean, we're Southsiders down here.
Peter, didn't they used to have the oil? Didn't they have oil wrestling in WWE in a couple of matches? I thought they did.
When did they have the oil wrestling?
Ah, you've got my interest back.
They had some of that. They had the
Louis,
long story.
Mazzola Rolla corn oil. How about you, Ruff? You in for that or what?
Yeah.
For what?
A little bit, yeah.
A Mazzola Rolla party with the
we used to
Twister
bar
game.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. Whatever you want to do. I'll be there in my wheelchair.
You might have remembered this. There was a couple of bars on Manheim. I remember they used to have Jello wrestling, and then they used to have oil wrestling on certain nights.
Yeah, there were certain dancing establishments that used to have these big
No, there wasn't
jacuzzis.
strip clubs. These were like regular bars.
No, I know, but there was also a couple of dancing establishments that used to have these big jacuzzis, and they would fill them up full of gelatin. And then when you got up, that's not nice, Pete. That's not in a Greek town, okay? Just because I'm Greek does not mean just be careful and be wary of a Greek bearing gifts with squeaky squeaks. Okay.
High five.
Dave, are you up in Chicago now or no?
Peter, real quick, I know you're talking Mount Rushmore, but the guys, I know I had the ladies. I put Rousey on there. I know there's a lot of flack about Rousey, but if it wasn't for Rousey, the evolution wouldn't happen as soon. I don't think it would happen in 2018.
I don't know about that.
I'm not ready to say that, and I'll tell you why. Because there's
I think
some.
she sped everything up.
You think so? Why?
Well, with her presence, I know that her in-ring, and I know there's a lot of
her aim-ring was not good, and her promos were terrible.
That's like putting Logan Paul up on Mount Rushmore. There you go.
Listen, Logan Paul is a talented wrestler.
She was one of the
compared
best
to Ronda
athletes,
Rousey.
female athletes out
Is
there.
that Jake Paul's brother?
It
yeah,
is.
when he wrestles.
Oh, get out of here, man.
I know. Oh, no, I was just.
Oh, that's
messing
true.
around.
The watch. I see the watch.
Oh,
Sorry.
see the watch
He's the
right
greatest, man.
He's the greatest.
But honestly,
He's
one
the
more thing
greatest.
about Rousey. She.
See,
I
got
mean,
my
love
watch
that
from the
she
Dollar
went-
Tree.
Go ahead.
Not me, buddy. Here you go. Crushed
That
it.
is a
Very
real-
nice.
Dave, this is
It's a Rolex.
he's
Oh, no,
got a you got a
tattoo.
Rolex there. You got a Rolex.
This is not a Rolly. This is a little bit
Rolex?
more than a Rolly.
Okay.
Wow.
There you
That's
go.
all I got.
That's it.
Yeah.
So, Dave, I have a question for you. Seriously, are you up in Chicago at the moment?
No, he works with
No,
me.
no.
He
I
works
live
with me
here. I'm
at.
going to be going to Chicago though in next month. I'm going to go
Wait
see
a minute.
this game.
He works
Wait
with
a
Roger.
minute.
We all work
Wait
together
a-
on Policy Scout.
You work with Roger and Pete?
Yes.
Oh, bro.
Tell
Friend
Dave,
me on
tell everybody-
Facebook, please,
Yes.
David. Friend me on Facebook. I've got something for you.
Tell everybody out there what it's like to work with me.
What? The moron
Oh,
that puts
someone
ketchup on
sworn.
his hot dogs?
Never a dull moment. Yeah, ketchup on hot dogs. And,
Yeah, really. Vienna. Maron. You put the ketchup on the
Bring
hot
up the
dog.
suck right there.
You would say, don't you? Who puts ketchup on a hot dog?
That guy right up there, the host
we
of the show.
we already settled this, and I'm supposed to be eating. What was
I
it
go to
called?
Portillo's with
Portillo's,
Peter,
yes.
right? Not Portillo's. I go to Portillo's with him. He says, "What would you like?" And I says, "Well, a Chicago hot dog comes with sport peppers, onions, relish, a hot dog,
I can't have any
mustard. And he
cheese
goes,
on
"Well,
it?
no cheese, no chili, no nothing." He says, "Yes, I'd like to get a Chicago dog. Hold the onions. Maybe the neon. Can you just put ketchup on it?
Wow.
Awesome.
What? Can you hold
Great.
the pickle spear too? What are you, nuts?"
How would
Listen,
you order a cheesesteak, Peter?
listen,
Geno's.
guys, I got to go full screen on
with
this.
cheese and extra large fries.
Will
And
you
they go,
shut
they
up
Diet
and
Coke.
be quiet here? Hold on a sec, okay? We're gonna go with the Philly cheesesteak. You go steak
Nice.
and cheese, and that's it. That's how you do it. Nothing else.
With or without?
Listen,
With
I'm not-
no mushrooms, no
no
onions.
mushrooms,
What about
no
peppers?
onions. Listen, if I want to eat a salad,
Oh,
I'll eat
God.
a salad.
You know
Wow.
what? I should take
They
over.
tell you Geno's or Pat's. They tell you get back of the line.
I don't care. I get back in the line.
There's a place called Gene and Jews in
there's
Chicago.
one-
It's on
there's
North
one-
Avenue.
There's one in Clearwater. What's it called there? Philly cheesesteak place.
Yeah, it's right there. Just in Clearwater, there's also one in Largo. They got the
Now you gotta go
Amoroso
to
rolls.
Philly to
They
get
have
one.
everything. No, really.
Yes.
This place is like being in Philly. I'm not kidding
Yes.
you. It's that good. But anyway, there's a place in the north side of Chicago called Gene and Jews. They've been around since the 50s. David, I don't know if you remember or not. They're right next to the old Maywood Park where they run the Trotters. But anyway, long story short,
Right.
this place is a hole in the wall. There's no place to sit. They probably run about 3,000 orders a day. They close at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, and they line up around the building. And their menu is really simple: hot dogs, fries, and Coke. There's no Sprite. It's hot dogs, fries, and Coke. And if you want, and if they have them,
tavern.
you can get a little tamale. That's it. And the tamale that I'm not talking about is not the tamales you're going to get in a Mexican restaurant. These are wrapped up in wax paper and they've been steaming for hours. You open them up, it looks like baby shit, but everybody eats them. Okay, and it's absolutely hilarious. But a real true Chicago hot dog is they take the fries right out of the fryer and they put them over the top of the hot dog and then they wrap it all up together.
Mm.
Now, I personally like my fries to be a little crispy. They
Me
get
too.
soggy because they're
right.
Bro, you've had nothing like that. You leave a couple of fries on there, you eat that hot dog, not on.
Yeah,
Not on.
that good.
I'll have to
Okay.
check it out. Maybe I'll go there when I go there in June. So.
Well, Roger's supposed to buy Portillo's tomorrow, so
I
I
used
will.
to put Steak and Shake's fries on my footlong when I ate one from Steak and Shake.
There you go.
You know what? That sounds good. But I'll tell you what, man. There's nothing like a good old Chicago hot dog, and I
good.
really like a good old steak and cheese with mushrooms, onions, and peppers.
No,
I like
you're
that.
Hey,
ruining.
here in Ocean City, man, they got them. They got some
listen. Here it is. I got a salad right here. I ate some of it. I took all the onions and the tomatoes out. It's from Olive Garden. Thank you, Olive Garden. Thanks to Steve, the roommate,
there
once
we go.
again. Ate a little bit of that. Probably throw it out because I
Nice.
didn't eat enough. And that's it,
Wow.
man.
Disappointed.
Y'all are killing me, man. I don't get this.
Push, man.
So we went from
He wants a Chicago hot dog, Harry, but he only wants it with ketchup on it. That's
not true.
No, I'm not
That's
kidding
true.
you, man.
I had it with a little bit of whatever it's a sports sauce. It was
no,
good.
you don't. The sport peppers are a little too hot. I can't do it. Now, Pete, do you understand when you order an authentic Chicago beef
Yeah.
that weird people get it dry? The other ones get them a little wet. But the proper way to eat it is when you baptize the sandwich.
Wow.
Do you understand what baptizing the sandwich is?
Yes.
Pete?
Well, they also have the beef. What's it called? The beef sandwich. I had that too. That was good.
That's what I just was talking about, the Chicago beef. You can also get a beef combo, which is a sausage with the beef in the nice bun. And you could put the jar in there and then you grab it with the tongs and you baptize it. If you don't know what I'm talking about baptizing, go ahead, and this is actually pretty comical. Everybody that's watching right now, people on the panel, I want you to YouTube Peyton Manning, Chicago Bears
that link.
baptizing. It is
I'll send them that
absolutely.
link.
Put the link up here. It's something that you guys will absolutely die laughing. I mean, I've never seen anything funnier.
All right.
Because at the end, after they baptize Peyton Manning into the Azure, he comes up as it's coming down and he goes, Green Bay sucks.
Hey, how about a cheesesteak with French fries and coleslaw on it up in Pittsburgh? It's called Permane Brothers.
You know what? That
Oh, wow.
sounds absolutely delicious.
Hold on, Dave.
Is the coleslaw sweet?
Alex, we got Dave on. We're gonna finish off with Dave, and then we'll get to you.
Who's
All
that?
right, Alex? Stand by. All right.
Which Alex?
Alex.
Our Alex?
Yeah, our Alex.
He knows about WWE?
I think he does, yes.
I got to hear this, please.
All right, Dave, we're going to let you go. We're going to get to Alex. Use that second call if you want to. Yeah, great job. Great job. Yeah, see you tomorrow. Thanks for wasting my time. All right, let's go out. That's what we say, by the way. We can't say that on air. We can't say it on the phone because we'll get fired. But we will say to Alex, don't waste our time here. Welcome to the Evolution, my friend.
How you doing? How you doing, everybody?
You got Harry. Say hi to Harry.
Harry,
I'm so happy you called in tonight because I didn't think my night was going to be complete without your bumbling mouth coming at me talking about WWE. Please, I got to hear this one.
Well, he's happy because the Rays won today, 2 out of 3 with the Astros.
The Rays won? Okay, so what were we, 3 games under 500? We're going. We're not only going to the playoffs, Alex. I want you to dress up like the Michelin Man.
Okay.
I want you to dress up like the Michelin Man and hang out in front of Steinbrenner Field, and then lift up your tire once in a while to flash to people as they're going by. That I will pay you $100 to do.
Wow.
You're a good
Peter, I have to leave.
You gotta leave?
I have to get out. I have to get
All right,
out.
Ralph, seriously, man, thank you so much for coming on. I'm going to be honest with you, Ralph. The reason why I came on, nothing personal to you two. I seen you were on there. And if you haven't had a chance, make sure you go to RW Media. Follow Ralph Williams. He's got some absolutely spectacular content. He's also got other people that are coming on with him. He's got Smoking Jim, right? Smoking Jim Fraser is my co-host, yes. He's an absolutely unbelievable guy. And if you haven't had a chance, you really got to
my radio shows up in Pittsburgh too, so.
Sounds good. Now we got to get back to Alex because I got to torture him for a little while.
And I got to get back to Ocean City, Maryland here. So.
All right, Ralph.
Take care, Ralph.
My friend, congratulations. Yes, sir. A good turnbuckle talk tonight. We talked some turnbuckle. We talked some food here.
Alex, I'm ready for you, buddy.
Louis, can you hang out for a little bit?
Yeah.
I got 2 trolls.
Okay.
I got 2 trolls. It's not bad.
You got a troll.
It's not even towards you. True fact that the Colorado Rockies are aiming to be 26 and 132. 131.
They could be worse than the Chicago White Sox last year, right?
Oh, thank God. I think Baltimore might do that this year.
Well, they fired their manager. They're well on their way, which is surprising.
The second troll.
So what other wisdom do you have for the Greek tonight?
I love Alex.
And the second troll is a hot dog with chili, cheese, and ketchup.
Well, you're the same moron that came from Chicago, just like Peter.
We have a special hot dog out here in Massachusetts, Fall River.
What is it?
It's onions, chili, and mustard.
You know what? That actually sounds pretty good, man. It's spicy.
Yeah, you got to order it with the works. It's called hot dog with the works.
Is it spicy mustard?
No, but you can get it with spicy mustard. Where I'm from, like, believe it or not, there's a lot of like that's still remaining. The heritage out here is mostly predominant Portuguese, and some of the food out here is. If you guys haven't had Portuguese food and you're ever in this part of the United States,
you want to open up. You want to open up your palate a little bit and really have some sensational taste buds. Get up into the Midwest and go into Chicago, Louis. I'm not kidding you. It's like, for instance, you like pizza, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Pizza.
Well,
bacon and pepperoni.
Listen, pizza.
I can appreciate a good pie.
Butter cheese crust.
A good pie in Boston. What kind of pizza? What do they call it?
I mean, it all depends. I mean, it's all about preference. I mean,
it's a thin pizza. It's a coal-fired pizza. Okay.
Brick oven.
Pizza,
oh yeah.
With the brick oven. Let me tell you something. There is nothing better than an East Coast cheese pie. Yes, I'm from Chicago, and I just said that's sacrilegic. But don't worry, Chicagoans. Louis, if you've ever want a pizza and you like sausage?
Yeah, depending on what type of sausage. If it's I like spicy sausage. We have a
no.
pretty good
The
place out
Chicago
here,
Greek,
called Brick
the,
Pizza
sh-
Company in Bristol. They're slamming.
the Italian sausage in Chicago
Okay.
is something like it's got a little anisette inside of it. It's unbelievable. The difference between a Chicago pie and a New York pie, a Chicago pie, you can pick it up and the pizza stays nice and firm.
Right.
Okay. The other difference is anything you have a topping on it, you don't see the topping. It's dough, sauce, the toppings, and then guess what goes over the toppings? The cheese.
Jeez.
It's the other way around in New York. It's dough, sauce, cheese, and then toppings.
Right.
Not
They-
do
they-
me.
Yeah.
No. And Alex, are you an expert in Chicago pizza or New York, sir?
New York.
You like your New York pies?
Yes.
Not really a fan of it.
Where do you typically go to to get a New York style pizza around here?
Oh.
That Little Caesars and Hungry Howie's doesn't count. Where do you go get your pizzas from? Where's Alex at?
There's a place in St. Pete called Joey's Famous. It's called Joey's Famous something. I went there like 3 weeks ago with my buddy Ryan. It was pretty good.
Yep. I implore you, if you get up in the Seminole, right at the corner of Park Boulevard and Seminole Boulevard, right there in that little plaza
right
behind the weddings, there's a place, Wendy's, right next to Crunch Gym. It's called Brooklyn Pizza Company.
Oh, yeah.
It was just like being back in New York. I'm not kidding you. That pizza is just phenomenal.
It's like right by me. I should check it out.
Yeah, it's right next to Crunch, right there.
5 minutes from there.
My go-to pizza is, again, it's from the place called Brick Pizza Company in Bristol, Rhode Island. It's called the Bristol because it's, again, predominantly Portuguese. It's a Portuguese chorizo with banana peppers and onions and pineapple. I add the pineapple into it.
Pineapple?
I love
pizza?
pineapple on pizza. Yeah,
Pineapple on pizza.
Listen,
Bye, Louis. There's no such thing as pineapple on pizza. That's
And
where I
then-
draw the line. Sorry, Louis.
listen.
That
Wait a minute.
No, you're in 5 minutes of purgatory. I want to see 5 push-ups, 10 Hail Marys, and an Our Father. I'm kidding. Is he done?
Nah, listen.
You
I'm
got
telling
one
you,
more Our
that's
Father? That's it?
pineapple with
Louis.
Ham.
green peppers,
Ham.
onion. No ham.
Ham.
No ham.
Ham.
Absolutely not.
Even
Pineapple
I
with
tell you
banana
what.
peppers and onions is slamming.
I think
Have you
Pete
tried it?
and
Have you tried it?
meat, pineapple on a pizza.
Have you tried it?
The bafangu. Are you crazy?
Full discora, you never tried that. That's
Pineapple on a
Portuguese.
pizza is like pineapple on a pizza is like putting barbecue sauce on a pizza. It's gross.
No, what's even worse.
Stand by,
Travis, where
Alex.
are
Hold
you?
on.
Travis,
Stand
really,
by.
where are
Stand
you?
by.
Travis Foley, where the hell are
Caller,
you?
we're gonna finish up with Alex and then we'll come out to you. Okay, stand by.
I'd rather
I'm
talk
telling you,
about
man, it's not
marriage
bad.
counseling.
It's not bad.
Shut up and be quiet. All right,
Pete,
Alex.
this is
what-
coming from the guy that eats Hungry Howie's, and you think that's quality.
I like Hungry Howie's pizza.
I
Okay.
know you
Ugh.
do. I know you do.
Hey guys, I have a question. Though. The reason why I called tonight is because Harry's on here, so I wanted to ask him why he's on
Of
here.
course. Why? Because I am also a savant of what are we talking about? WWF.
Turnbuckle
Yeah,
Talk,
that's
yes.
that's Turnbuckle
Yeah.
Talk.
Raw and SmackDown.
I'd rather shoot heroin in my eyes than talk WWE. But go ahead. What's your question?
That's a suck right there.
So here's the question. So it's about the Rays because that's why I usually call in for him. So the Rays did beat the Astros today. We did win a very important series.
Yeah.
The one game we lost, and I wanted to ask Harry about it. The one
sir.
game we lost, man on third, 1 out, and you have Walls bunting. When you're tying, remember, man on third, 1 out, your tying run is at third,
Mm.
and you're bunting. Please explain that logic, which, by the way, before you answer that, the very next night, same guy, Walls, man on third. I think there was 1 out and walked it off last night. Same, which, by the way, a fly ball out to walk it off yesterday. Please, someone explain the logic.
I don't really have a problem, Alex, in all honesty, about him trying to bunt him to get him home when you're at home. Well, no, technically, if you're at home, you're supposed to swing to win. Usually, if you're on the road, get them on, get them over, get them in. I understand that mentality, but do I have a problem with the way they did that? No, I don't, because you always have a chance to win the game, but you're supposed to be more aggressive when you're at home. When you're on the road, that's when you play a little bit more conservative, and I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, but I agree.
There's a but.
But we weren't tied yet. We were down by 1.
I understand that. The tying run was at 3rd. Right?
I don't understand where analytics come in to put that into play when you have a tying run. And the very next day, by the way, worked just fine. A sack fly out, same guy, Taylor Walls. Peter knows him very well. He's been struggling all year. Very next guy, same day. The very next day, same spot. Only difference is the game was tied, so you had the walk off at 3rd. And I'm happy we walked it off yesterday.
If he places the bunt, Alex, if he places the bunt down correctly, he gets home. I don't have a problem with that. I understand where you're coming to on it, but I mean, technically, you're not really expecting a bunt in that situation. And I don't recall if the infield was playing in. Now, if they were playing in,
they were playing in.
Yeah, then you don't have to do that. I mean, if you lay it down the first base line and you're running your ass off, he's got to go get that runner at first.
Yeah, but they were definitely playing it. I just don't. But the reason why I brought that up is I just don't see where any analytic stat or anywhere in the world would say the bunt in that position with the infield playing up, your tying run is at 3rd. I just cannot. Listen, I'm happy.
Well, first off, we don't know if the analytics didn't say that because there's nothing on the internet that'll actually show what analytics are. They have the analytics there in the sitting in their dugout, whatever the hell they're doing, and they're getting talked to from the people that create those analytics. So for you to say that might not be 100% correct.
I just think that analytics are the reason why I've counted the Rays have lost 8 games this season alone.
Yeah, well, I still play that's why I'm also saying there's a lot of people that talk about the NFL with PFF grades. You can take those and just throw them right out the windows. Anybody can recite PFF grades. I'm going to tell you what I actually physically see. Let me go back a couple of years when the Buccaneers had a left tackle by the name of Donovan Smith, and everybody rode him like a dirt bike, and they rode him right out of town. But you know what his PFF grades were? 10, 11. Hold on. He was ranked 10th and 11th. That's an upper echelon left tackle. Okay. But was he? No. PFF had it wrong, like they do about 90% of the things. So analytics can go right where PFF goes. It's called, do you take the Browns to the Super Bowl like they do every year and you just flush it? You've got to play. You've got to be able to coach and manage these games. Not just somewhat from analytics. You can listen to them, but you have to play with what you see and how you feel. Can you imagine Ozzie Guillen coaching now and managing games with analytics? Seriously.
That'd be tough. That'd be very tough. Alex, we appreciate the call, man.
Thanks,
we got to get out to use that second call.
I appreciate you, bro. Hey, thanks, guys.
Yep. We appreciate you, man. He's becoming a great caller here. Let's go out to the phone lines. Louis, you want to hold on really quick? Louis, you want to get the hell out of here really quick, or you want to stay on?
I'm going to leave by. No, Louis got to stay with you because he wants to learn how to end the show and things like that. You didn't read your private chat.
I didn't read my private chat. All right, where's my private?
No, but I got to go watch Chris Cuomo. So
okay,
I got to find out what happened in South Africa today. And if you haven't caught up on it, they had the president of South Africa. You need to YouTube it.
Oh yeah,
I
seen that.
Heard about it? Oh, bro, you need to watch it.
Right in front of him. That was good. They let him have it.
I did not say that. I do not want to kill all white people. What are you talking about? Oh, it was unbelievable.
He's like, turn the lights down a little bit. Let's watch this. That was.
It was brutal. I kind of felt bad for the guy, but you know what? It's got to be brought out in the open. Everybody should love one another. That's what I've always said. Listen, gentlemen, appreciate you guys having me on. Greekites, webheads, really seriously, y'all have a really good evening. I'm Harry the Greek. Keep your bets low and your returns high. Louis, keep up what you're doing. Peter, talk to you later. And this will never happen again. I don't do turnbuckle talk.
Bro, you were awesome tonight. You absolutely killed it. Yes. Aloha.
Lamar. See you, brother.
All right. Good stuff there, Greek. He's out of here. I mean, I was surprised. Let's go out to the phone lines here. Louis, I know you had a new job, so we got to get you out of here. By the way, Ed there on Instagram Live. Hey, guys, good show. Thank you for watching. Let's go out to the phone lines. What's your name? Where you're calling from? You're on Turnbuckle Talk.
Peter, Jeremy, how you doing, brother?
What's going on, boss? How you doing?
Good, man. Good. I'm getting more set for football season. You know, I'm over the whole baseball. Just get through the summer.
That's it. You're done with baseball. It's a long season here, my friend. Long season still.
Unfortunately, you know, there's so many games of baseball. So, and being a Rays fan is kind of hard. It's like a marriage. You love them, you hate them. You know, but shout out for their series win.
There's ups and downs, my friend. It's a roller coaster ride. I don't know it. Never been married before, but I kind of think that's what it's like at this point. It's kind of like my job. You know, one day I'm the superstar and the next day I'm a bum. Right? I'm a bum. A bum. Exactly, Mickey. A bum. So there you go. Thank you very much, producer, for getting that up there. Very nice, as always. All right.
So are we talking Turnbuckle Talk still?
Well, are we talking Turnbuckle Talk? Yes, absolutely. What's on your mind?
I must say, man, Roxanne Perez, man, she's making a lot of noise, man. She's really got my attention.
Yeah, she's got your attention, all right. I saw that in the comments, Jeremy. I bet she's got your attention. What do you think?
The other one there, Stephanie Valkyrie, whatever her name is.
Oh, she's
wow, good. I'm talking talent here, bud. I'm talking talent.
Talent. I'm saying talent too. Very talented in different ways. Absolutely. But definitely in the ring. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, I must say, Rosa Perez, you know, kind of distracting, you know, Dirty Dom. You know, she had the Dirty Dom.
You think Dirty Dom is going to get with her because he was with Rhea Ripley, right? And then he was with Liv. Was he with somebody else too?
No, that was it.
No. And now he could get with her.
I wonder what his real life wife thinks about all this.
I'm telling you.
Oh, I mean, she's a trooper, man. I mean, you know, when you're married to a wrestler, it's a business. You know, I mean,
well,
that's pretty
if he's
much it.
Considered a.
No,
I tell her to go F herself.
It's his decision. And listen, he comes from a wrestling family business. Besides, you know, Ray never did that stream. But, you know, that's just part of the business, unfortunately. And Dominic Mysterio mentioned that in an interview, that his wife understands the process and all that.
Right.
Whatever. But long story short, I think Finn Balor's using Roxanne to kind of trigger Dom and then boot him out of the Judgment Day, let him go like kind of solo. Because if you watch WrestleMania, he got a big fan prop when he won the Intercontinental Championship. So I feel like, you know, his time's coming a little bit sooner than later, on my opinion, on Dominic Mysterio. As far as main event goes, since we're talking Turnbuckle here, it'll be, I mean, the price we're asking for tickets is ridiculous, but whatever. I mean, I guess they're trying to get John Cena, R-Truth. That should be a, I guess, fun, entertaining match, I guess. But I'm looking more forward to the steel cage match with Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre. That, to me, is probably the match of the night, if you ask me.
Okay.
If I was watching main event. No disrespect to the tag team match they got going with CM Punk, Sami Zayn versus Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker. And then, of course, you got Jey Uso facing Logan Paul. And which Logan Paul can wrestle. He can
wrestle. He can definitely wrestle. And you're kind of interested to see if they put the belt on Paul.
No, they won't.
Because, there's you know, it's just Jey Uso, Sami Zayn. You've got, you know, Paul Heyman there. I mean, there's some conflicting things going on. So it makes you think maybe they do something big. And I think a lot of people are kind of expecting them to do something big. A lot of people thought they would put the belt on Kevin Owens over Cody Rhodes, and they didn't do that. You just kind of wonder when that moment is going to come while you're doing Saturday Night Main Event. Because to me, I don't know what you think about this, Louis, it's kind of come off a little bit flat for me. So it's like a regular deal. And when you did, and maybe it's because it's the oversaturation of wrestling all week. You have Monday Raw, you have Tuesday NXT, you have Friday SmackDown, you have a Wednesday of all, whatever the heck it is now. It's kind of, Well, it's yeah, and then you have LFG on A&E if you want to watch that on Sunday night. You know, young wrestlers. This has kind of come off as not something special like it used to be in the 80s. And
Well,
some
you know what it is, Peter. It goes back to what I said. It's too much pay-per-views. They
Yep.
just need to keep it to a minimal. Remember the old times? It was in your house, and those pay-per-views were kind of just like spread it out, and they had like a theme.
Right.
If they need to go back to that, I'm not saying go back to in your house, but I'm just saying like there's too many pay-per-views, and it just does not let these stories develop. Like I feel like Logan Paul and Jey Uso would be a better build-up if it wasn't a Saturday night main event. Saturday night main event is gonna lose its nostalgia because it's like watered down. We already had a Saturday night main event. If you want to keep up that nostalgia consistently, then do a throwback SmackDown show.
Yeah.
And then sprinkle in there, do a throwback Monday Night Raw. You know, you can do 2 or 3 of those.
Right.
You can do a late 80s Monday Night Raw theme. You can do a mid 90s Monday Night Raw theme, and you can bring back the early 2000s Monday Night Raw theme. Same vice versa with SmackDown. There's too much of the Saturday night main event, the nostalgia. You're gonna lose that nostalgia. I'm telling you. And to be honest with you, people are looking at Saturday night main event as like me as like a big time show. And Saturday night main event should only happen once a year, in my opinion. And it's gonna lose its nostalgia. I'm telling you.
It may, but you just kind of wonder again when they're going to pull something to make people watch Saturday night main event. Maybe this is the week to do it. Makes sense. All right, what else, Jeremy?
I agree with Louie. I think they're overdoing it on the Saturday Night Live. You know, doing more than one of that event. You know, throughout the year. I do feel it should be a one-time event. That's it. And I agree with Louis as well. I mean, let the storyline develop more.
Yeah.
I feel that's probably the downfall right now is that they're not letting these storylines develop a little bit longer.
Right.
Everything is rushed. Back in the day, if you look at back in the day, I promise you guys, go back and go look at some of those Monday Night Raw storylines in the late 90s. Like they took time to develop, like Rock versus Stone Cold 1 and 2 were more than 8 weeks to develop. That was starting at the Royal Rumble. You know what I'm saying? And then Rock versus Austin 2, that started, you know, we already had seeds planted for it. So I just think, in my opinion, they need to stop with all these pay-per-views. And I seen a comment here, Peter, that I'd like to get to.
Yeah.
The problem with that, Louis, is that the wrestlers want to make the big bucks.
Yeah.
I get they want to make the big bucks, but here's my take to that. I don't think they're making anything extra on that because they already have a contract set in place and they have royalties, and I guess they make money off merchandise and stuff, etc. On that. But in my opinion, I think that they need to do away with a lot of these pay-per-views because the main thing is it's getting stale because everything is rushed. You have 3 weeks. Hey, go out there. That's like somebody telling you, Peter, hey, you have 3 weeks to go do a top-notch feud with this guy. It's impossible. It doesn't work. That's why the Logan Paul and Jey Uso thing is it's
flat.
Like, it's flat. It is. It's flat. There's no seeds being planted. Well, there's seeds being planted, but it's just it can't develop.
Nope.
It can't develop. There's no. Well, why are they feuding? What's the story behind this? I don't know. Where he just knocks him out.
You don't want to get it like AEW where it's even worse, where they don't.
You know how you can fix AEW? I'll tell you how you can fix AEW right now.
Yeah.
The biggest 3 douchebags in AEW, in my opinion, are the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega. So you need to go back and make those guys the 3 biggest douchebags. I'm telling you right now, you want viewership AEW? I said I was going to do this, and I thought long and hard about it. Here's my take on AEW, on how you get people to watch AEW. You start by, you have a little bit of heat with Matt and Nick Jackson because people really don't like them. What you can start by doing them is making them come out and start really ruining professional wrestling, if you will, with getting involved in matches and just being complete douchebags. Kind of like how they introduced Adam Cole to the Bullet Club. Remember that?
Mhm.
You can start doing stuff like that. Make them go out and take out the biggest face of the company, kind of like Will Ospreay. Him and Kenny Omega are cool now, right? But they had a big rivalry, right? Have
Mhm.
Matt and Nick Jackson ruin their title opportunity, cost them the title, and then finally Kenny Omega comes out, and then he looks like he's gonna help Will Ospreay. Boom, no, super kicks him, whatever those guys decide to do. But you need to bring the heat on those three guys, and you want to make them the three biggest douchebags in AEW. You want that NWO heat where they're throwing bottles in the ring. And then once you do that, you have a couple of more members, and then that's when you start setting that's when I believe your viewership will start to go up, because those three guys are the biggest douchebags, in my
Yeah.
opinion. Let them live out their characters in real life. I'm not buying this Kenny Omega bullshit right now. Sorry for cussing, but it's the truth.
It's okay. It's after 11, and we're definitely tired, and we're wrapping it up here, Jeremy. We appreciate the call, my friend. All right.
No, absolutely. Y'all guys have a good night.
Yeah.
Peter, looking forward to chopping up more with you.
Yes.
Louis, you're awesome, bro.
Please
Y'all have a
do.
good night.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you, man.
Appreciate
Appreciate
you.
you.
All right, let's continue to read the comments, and then we'll get you out of tonight, because I know you got that new job. And again, we wanted to go 2 hours, and once again, Webheads, you show out like always.
Show up.
Mick Foley's glorified stuntman. I watched the pay-per-view when Owen Hart died. That was very sad.
Terrible.
Favorite match of all time: Austin versus Rock, Mania 17. Absolutely, with the ending with Vince McMahon coming out and supporting Stone Cold. Was that the match? It was the match. 17.
Yeah, 17. That was a good one.
Yeah, it was. Lita, Trish, Rousey, and Flair. We talked
Not
about
better
that.
than Undertaker and Shawn Michaels too, though.
No, definitely not. Trish, all-time favorite now. Roxanne Perez, she's bae, says Jeremy. We appreciate it. Look at this. Mom is a wrestling fan. Did you know this? There you go. Jack Briscoe with the figure 4. She says Jack Briscoe right there. A little old school. Thanks, Mom. Appreciate you.
Oh, yeah.
My friend was a wrestler. He put the figure 4 on me. It wasn't fun. Ouch, says Mike D. Roche. Okay. Bounce house matches were fun back in the day. Laugh out loud. Meeting Austin in 2018 was a childhood dream. Almost offered him $50 for a stunner. By the way, would you take a stunner, or what was it, diamond cutter or an RKO?
I'd take a diamond
Wrestler?
cutter. Yeah, that doesn't seem too
I
bad.
think
The
I
stunner,
would.
man, you're gonna break my jaw. If
Right.
I don't land the right way, and plus, I don't know. I'd rather take an RKO.
Tell you what, McMahon, when he took the stunners,
It was
or
good.
later on in his career,
Not so good.
no.
Terrible. RKO, I can sell the shit out of that.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I can sell that.
5-star frog. Look at this. I worked at Gold's Gym in St. Pete in the 90s. They had a few celebs, including Mike Allstott and Macho Man. They were strong, but they were normal guys who were even stronger, which proves that it's not all about pure strength. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Good stuff there. Lamar says Greek. Ha, ha, ha. Christopher Cole, Chicago seems like fun. It seems like fun. Surprised they didn't give Peter a ketchup bottle to pour it on himself, and mustard came out. Thank you, Lamar. Connie's Pizza in Chicago. Lamar says aloha, Ralph. Thank you for your time. Thank you very much, Lamar. Cheesesteak with onions and mushrooms is the best. Christopher Cole, you know how I feel about this. Just keep it. I go with the Whiz. Go Whiz. And it's Delco's in Clearwater. I love that place. Delco's in Clearwater. Cheesesteaks, root beer, soda from Philadelphia. It's a perfect place. It really is. I parked Puerto Rican and on the side of my family. My family thing to eat is
Pastelitos.
Pastelitos. Okay. There you go.
Those are pretty good. I like those.
Nick's about to blow it. Travis Faley of Rocket Sports and Entertainment right there. More of Harry, less of Pete. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Yeah. I'm part Puerto Rican. I love eating those. Travis Faley, is Pete alive? I am here. It's Pizza Talk with Harry. Mike D. Roche, pineapple pizza, no way in hell.
Nobody's tried it, though. You can't knock it until you try it.
I like pineapple pizza with ham or bacon. Why not? At the same time, just to piss you guys off. I love it. Get Dave from Barstool to tell you about some great pizza places. That'll be a great guest. Aloha, Greek. Thanks for your time. Thank you, Lamar. Christopher Cole, Pacers just made a huge comeback, and now they're in OT, so they've gone all Reggie Miller on the Knicks. Pacers were down 8 points with 50 seconds left and tied the game. You got to be freaking kidding me. The problem with Louis is that the wrestlers want to make the big bucks. Dave, Peyton Manning baptized Lamar. I love wrestling back in the days because the storylines were longer. Yes, we are in a new area, and they have lost their train of thought. And Lamar, Louis sounds like the Steiner brothers. So
I don't know if that's good or bad.
Well, I mean, are you doing Steiner math? That's the next thing I want to ask.
Can't say I can do Steiner math.
66% chance or whatever. And they finally embraced that. They had I can't remember his name now. What the heck?
Braun Breaker did it though.
Braun Breaker did it, and then they turned him heel. I mean, that's so funny. All right, final thoughts here on the evolution. I know you got a show tomorrow night. Promote that, man. I appreciate the time as always here on the Sports Web. So promote yourself, man, and good luck with that new job.
Yes, 7:30 tomorrow. We're going to be doing obviously the Frozen Pirate podcast on the Facebook, everywhere where you listen to the podcast. I mean, we're on Apple, Spotify, wherever you listen to podcasts, man. There's so many of them that I put out there. Also, right here on the Sports Web exclusively, the Frozen Pirate podcast. Go to the YouTube channel, subscribe, hit the bell notifications, man. That goes a long way. Last week's episode did, I think, 888 views on Facebook, which is
amazing.
Awesome. I mean, yeah. I mean,
we're just the tip of the iceberg, my friend.
Yeah, man. Like I thank you guys for listening to me rant. But tomorrow's show, Leo Haggerty, 7:30 to 8:00. Maybe, I don't know. The Greek didn't really commit to it yet, but I'd like to talk around the NFL with him. I'd like to pick his brain on his Chicago Bears. And obviously, we're doing a segment called State of the South, where not what's cooking in the South, it's State of the South.
What do you have for dinner?
Yeah, with yours truly, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Atlanta Falcons. Yeah, Atlanta Falcons, Carolina Panthers. Basically, I talk about the state of it, like who's doing what. We have a guy, Ralph, who is a Carolina Panthers fan. Hopefully, I can get him on so I can get his take on the Panthers. But yeah, we have a pretty good show tomorrow, as always. And hopefully, Mr. Peter Blake can jump on and pop his cherry on the Frozen Pirate podcast ship there, because I'm the captain of that ship. So
yes, you are. You are the producer. You are the captain, and good things to come, my friend. As always,
Absolutely.
We appreciate the time. All right.
Yeah, man. And make sure you guys follow me on Facebook, because I got the Facebook now, the Frozen Pirate Podcast, or Louis Lateo. Also Instagram. I'm very active on Instagram. I'm gonna stop posting funny videos that I share with my friends. I'm gonna start doing that. I think I sent you a good one with the golf guy, right?
Yes, he did. Yes,
that's good, huh? I'd be pissed if that happened to me.
That's good.
I'd be pissed, man.
My friend, I appreciate it as always. Thanks a lot for joining me here on the Evolution of Sports Talk Television. All right.
Absolutely.
All right. Right there.
What do you hear? What do you say?
There he is. He's out of here right there. We'll back to the single shots. Let me go out to last comment of the night. Much mahalos for taking the time out of your day to do this for us. Aloha, brother. Let's go, Bucks. Let's go, Bucks.
Wait up, little boy. Wait up.
Let's go, Bucks. Let's go, Bucks.
How about them Bucks, baby?
Let's go, Bucks. All right. So on that note, thanks a lot to all the guests of the night, especially you webheads. Of course, Leo Haggerty, former Coach Scout and now media member of Night Sports Productions. Of course, you got Louis from the Frozen Pirate Podcast, Harry the Greek, professional handicapper extraordinaire, Ralph Williams, and of course, Jamie Bly there, and Josh for telling us about the surprise of the night, Tampa Bay Sports Collectors Expo. Like and subscribe to the Sports Web on YouTube. Friend me on Facebook at Peter H. Blake. We'll keep it down for the roommates. I'm your host, Peter Blake. Bring your passion. Bring your excitement. Just don't bring any nonsense. Once again, I'm your host, Peter Blake, your Rolex reporter. What time is it? It's my time. And of course, for the fans of the Sports Web and the Tampa Bay Sports Fan, it's your time. We'll see you next time on the Evolution of Sports Talk Television. And as we always say on this show, to end it off on a happy hump day edition, go Bucks. All right, what's up, man?
Oh, still live.